Okay, Friday the 22nd. Let's say I took a day off yesterday, but I didn't. I did take my walk, and I did do a video, but I didn't put it up. I didn't get home till late, and kind of just didn't do it. Now, I actually just spotted a little baby deer that I was looking at. The other day I ran into a pretty big one. It kind of snuck up on me. I was walking around the path, and when I saw him, he was diagonal, just kind of staring. It was big. It was a doe. And the path went more and more towards her, and let me get pretty close, you know. But this one was a little baby one back there. I was going to get on and try to get it on here, but it was too far. It would have never picked up. Anyway, there's the happy, frolicking nature news. The forest is alive today, the woods. There's squirrels and birds, and even though the weather sucks, which I knew it would, it's actually warm out, but it's misty, raining. See, I live down the shore, as it's called, in the local area, but along the coast where people come for vacation. And this, of course, being the big first holiday weekend, it's the unofficial start of summer, which usually results in tons of people coming down to vacation and packing this place. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the case today. Traffic's definitely lighter than it would be, but heavier than it has been. And it's pretty crowded in here, to say the truth. So, curious how the weather's going to go. That would just be crazy timing after it went from 87 to 40 to, all the winds. And now all of a sudden, if it rained all weekend, that would be pretty interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. And talk about some of the things that people should be paying attention to, I think. David Icke this week, his website, I know I went to get on it, and it wouldn't go past the first page. There was nothing on it. So I tried a few times that day, again the next day, and now today on his dot connector, he said that the site was been under attack. They've been under attack all week. The site, even the BitChute accounts, they don't want people piecing this together. And there is no better dot connector than David Icke. And he has been, again, writing about it for decades. So if you don't know who he is, or if you think he's the lizard guy, he's a controlled opposition. Everyone's controlled opposition. I can't read anything. I can't know anything. I only know what I know. The earth is flat. If you're one of those kind of people, then I suggest opening your mind and getting over to the website and realizing the just slew of information that he's putting out as far as connecting who these people are. Again, talking about the vaccines, which, is no longer science fiction. These people are telling you this is an RNA-based vaccine that will change the DNA in the human genome in order to fight the virus. Doesn't that make you go, and they only supposedly started working on it 2 months ago, and they want to give it to us by the end of the year. Something that groundbreaking. And people don't go, I wonder if I should not put that in. Or if you go put it in, you think other people should be dumb enough to do the same thing. Sorry, you know what I mean? This window, again, you try to say things, but the bottom line is, people need to basically almost be shook and awake at this point. Again, we plant seeds, we do what we can, but saying things, passionately and matter-of-factly is just fine. It needs to be done because this window's short, As David Icke was explaining, the censorship that they're throwing at him. I mean, there's a particular guy, and I forget his stupid name. Cares anyway, that's literally calling. Nope. Yeah, I can get out this way. Literally calling to have David Icke's free speech taken away. And no, that's not the way I want to go. That takes me out to the houses. Taken away. For it to become illegal for David to be saying what he's saying. Because that makes sense. Okay, Adolf. People can't see this tyranny for what it is. and get unafraid of it, deal with it however they need to, but step into what's really going on here. You know, they're just going to move right in and do what they do. Now, again, I always remain hopeful and happy that people are waking up. But the more people that do come out, you start to see the masks in places, not in here again, and not so much around my area, but they're out there coming out more. And they're mostly young, you know, 30s under, teenagers, just people that really haven't had any life experience, you know, the younger ones especially. But those ones in their 30s and stuff, man, you guys got to be almost ashamed of yourselves to look and think that this hoax of a pandemic, which has caused less than 1% fatality rate and has been labeled every death from a bump on your head to a cancer patient has been labeled COVID. And again, personal experiences grow. Another one just occurred with someone else that I know. And that bump on the head story is a true story. And an elderly person. And oh my goodness, you test positive. You're on the COVID floor. You know? This is going on all over the place. Is it internet bullshit? You know? Sorry that you younger people that sit at home and point the finger at people and, you know, aren't capable of realizing that. And even the older ones that are not as well. Because there's definitely a large group of those too that are falling into the same mix. Let the bikers go by. Don't want to get them on film, so you got kids too. That's who I pointed out the deer to, actually. When I was looking at it, they drove by me. And I showed them the baby deer, the doe. Anywho, the censorship is real. This agenda is real. The surveillance, the tens of thousands of little baby Adolf Hitlers they want to get hired to go around and start tracking who you talk to, who you've been with, who you see. You got to come with me. Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll just do that. Duh, you know what I mean? I really like to think that the human spirit is a lot more alive than just the majority of people turning themselves over to it and ignoring those of us that will stand for what's right and our own right not to put whatever poisons we don't want in our body. But then again, there is that little thing called history where has it gone so well for us? Because that's what needed to be done every time and never actually has been achieved. Are we going to do it this time before we head into the transhumanist, smart city, 5G, make people sick, fucking dictatorship? I don't know. I mean, the economy's already fucked. Everything's already owned by the governments. We're already into a globalist, socialist atmosphere. People just don't want to realize it. They can't see the Fed has become the world central bank. The Fed has become the most powerful entity, owning and controlling everything, buying everything while money's not moving, while just printing money, buying it, printing money. Hey, central banks, buy it with dollars, buy it. We own the dollars. Guess what? And government saying we're going to enact Defense Production Acts and control goods, services, production, all of it. You can't see that coming together. You can't see that China and Russia have set themselves up on the gold standard again with their SIPS system so that they come out the winners of this, because it is their communistic, technocratic, combined hell that they want for the world. And it is the winners of war that enjoy the spoils, as each war has been manipulated to be won by who it was won by. Started by the same people who chose the winner. And if you don't realize that, you really are at a loss for how evil these people are. And how imperative it is to become aware. Because if you project your own way of being onto the world and you think, oh, no one would do that, oh, you're just is very naive. And again, we're not talking about things that aren't occurring around you now, things they want to do, things that is going to come in 10 years. They're actively telling you what they're going to do with this vaccine, what it is, while pretending that vaccines don't take 5 to 10 years of clinical studies and trials on humans to determine the effects on humans. They're going to try to tell you that between March and either September or December, we perfected it. We got it. And by the way, it's a whole new way of doing it where it's an RNA-based manipulation of the DNA to protect you from the virus. Isn't that a great idea? Never been tried before. Aren't we special? We're taking the leap together. We're doing it together. Oh, when the world changed, those fucking commercials. When the world changed and we put screens between our fucking stupid faces and wore masks and walk around terrified of each other. How did you? AT&T is here for you. Toyota's here. You won't have to pay for the fucking car for 3 months. Oh, they love me. Look at them, they love us. They're gonna give us, insurance companies, we're here for you. When the world changed, shut the fuck up. Stupid. What kind of dumbasses are at home going, home together, clap, 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 clap. All the nurses and x-ray techs and technicians and doctors that have been laid off. Yay, during the pandemic. Yay, but it's real. Yay, look at all the dead bodies in the streets. Oh, no, I don't see them. But they got to be somewhere because they said so. Come out of your childlike mentalities. Grow the hell up. Max Icke did an interview the other day, that Harry Vox guy. And in many ways, it's a myopic view of the who is behind all this, although he's right in the organizations he's talking about. But it's just much bigger than one race and one government of people. However, the passion behind his words for what needs to occur was very good. And I will post it with this. Again, I would say to realize ahead of time. Again, one of the reasons that I don't leave my comments on, it's the Jews. I get sick of people and their myopic views instead of realizing it's the everythings. It's all the governments, Israeli government, United States government, Saudi governments, Chinese governments, Russian governments, all playing a fucking game. They're all together on this. And if you can't tell that by the way this pandemic played out, everybody's got the same plexiglass. The virus everywhere gets worse at night. You got to be in at 8 o'clock. We'll protect you from it. The only way to stay safe is to social distance, exercising, vitamins, taking care of your immune system. None of that fucking works. Trust us, because we're the experts, and we all tie into, of course, all the fucking Council on Foreign Relations and everything the fuck else, but you don't know that, so duh. It's time for people to grow the fuck up. While the entire economy's being... Again, people think because it hasn't happened yet, because they haven't felt the repercussions of what they will feel as they slowly bring this. That's one of the points of bringing this back. Again, it's an incremental way of bringing this in, believe it or not, especially here in this country, because they threw so much at us. People kind of think, wow, you know what I mean? But it's still incremental because their plans are worse, and it's coming on the next pandemic when they do use technology or whatever the fuck they do to make people sick. And they go, see, and you know whose fault it is? It's all the people that didn't flatten the curve. Which, again, you don't hear flatten the curve anymore, because once everybody stayed in, now you need a vaccine for you. Now no, but we trust us. Trump, he's a good guy being manipulated. Yeah, that's what he is. Well, you know what? He's a fucking coward then, and a pussy. How's that? For you Trump fans who think he's just doing what he's got to do, and he's playing 14D chess, and they got him saying things, and well, fuck him. He ain't gonna help you. You think you're gonna sit back and have the letter help you? Q. Just trust the plan. Yeah, trust the plandemic. That's what that means. Trust the plan. Trust the plandemic. Really is amazing. All the symbolism they use. They got Trump in that, what is that, World Economy magazine sitting on top of the world with the roll of toilet paper. Talking about the actual currency going to shit years ago. And then they symbolize it by having a shortage on toilet paper, which there was no fucking reason for. no shortage anymore, you know, and have people rush out to the store to get their toilet paper. All symbolic. These people are laughing their asses off at the stupid people that can't see how dumb this is. You know, it is a slapstick comedy if it wasn't so tragic. But the actual events are the dumbest slapstick skit you've ever seen, and people still choose to believe it. So, like I said, I'll continue to do my everyday thing of talking to people everywhere I go, making a video every chance I get. Let's go out this way. Trying to reach people. I know I have reached people because I've heard from people. So, to me, any one person that takes this in is now capable of getting another or more. So it's the whole point, you know. I do this for no other reason. You know what I mean? This is not, although I was looking to put something together on a show and try to do some talking and get, this is not what I was planning. Talking about this same shit over and over again and trying to get people to realize the obviousness of what's going on in front of them. You know, it was difficult enough when they were spraying tic-tac-toes in the sky and writing fucking "fuck you humans" in chemtrails, and people go, "It's a contrail and it's a cumulonimbus cloud." You know what I mean? They can't control the weather. They're doing it right now. They did it all week. Made it go from 87 to 40, windy as fuck for days. Now we got this flat sky, misty rain, same shit, and it's supposed to do this for the next 2.5 days. Again, coincidence? Memorial Day weekend? Nope. Not at all, you know? Because I know this place on those weekends. I've been here, I've moved here when I was 15 years old. It's 33 years ago. And you get out on the boardwalks and stuff, there ain't no social distancing. It's impossible. There's too many fucking people. People are everywhere. So they want to curb that. Because the more people that get everywhere, and that are comfortable being together, and then go home and don't get sick, might start to go, it's not that bad. See, they don't want to lose those fucking idiots. You know? It's amazing, you know? It's amazing to see some of the things they've been able to pull off. And we're in May going into June, and people are still, you know, walking around in masks and pretending there's a germ floating around everywhere. It's going to get them and kill them, wipe out their immune system. You just have such a weak immune system. You're done. This is a killer friggin' virus. Didn't you see the movie? You know, again, this is one of the reasons they make movies. You know, if you're bright enough to see through what they're doing and pull out, you know, moral aspects, pull out symbolism, pull out. But if you just glob it up, you're just subconsciously dumping fears into your head, which most people do. They can't even follow a plot. Something's not blowing the fuck up and people are talking and exchanging information. They're bored and they're fidgeting. You know, and then they take in all the fearful scenes and that goes into the subconscious, and then this happens in real life. And every fucking movie flick from, you know, Dustin Hoffman not getting that town blowed up or whatever the fucking outbreak to, you know what I mean, to pandemic to fucking, to all of it. All sits in the back of their fucking minds. And then these evil, evil media scumbags keep playing into it. And these are people that live in neighborhoods, radio announcers around here on the stations, you know. These people live around here. There's a radio station close. People know, hey, across the street's the guy from whatever, 100 Point Fuckface, you know what I mean? And they're on there going, get through this together. After this is over, blah, 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 blah. You know, just doing what they're told because they got a paycheck. They got to go. They got to do it. Oh, I have to say it. It's a script. It says it right here. There's really nothing I can do. Even if I feel differently, I can't say it because I'll lose my job. And I need my job, you know. But it's being done to us. Yeah. You know. I mean, not saying it's not. I'm not saying the manipulation isn't real. But the going along with it and the ignoring what is so clearly a pit in people's stomach of how stupid this is, walking around for months. I look around. The only place I really see masks is when I stop into my convenience store. And I look around at those people, and they got them on in the car already. They leave them on until they get to the car, even until they get in the car. I rip that fucking thing. I got a little scarf that comes up to here. I wear it for 2 minutes a day to run in and grab my cigarettes and shit. And before I'm through the double door, I'm ripping it off my head. And while I'm in there, it's falling down. You know, I'm not pretending I need to stay fucking safe. I'm doing this because you're forcing me to. Otherwise, I can't buy the things I want. It's actually called fascism, by the way. But, you know, the combining of government rules and executive orders placed on corporations, enforced by corporations and government. It's called fascism. Not to include the means and production and distribution of all. But right there is the controlling of the distribution of all. You don't do what the fuck we say, you can't have it. It's called fascism. Duh, no, we need that here, you see, because all the rich people, this will even out the keel. Yeah, guess what? All the rich people are stealing and robbing us all fucking blind. Even those of us that have a little bit of stuff, or some a lot, outside the dollar, you're going to be faced with moral decisions of shutting your mouth and doing what you're told, and you know, social crediting and forced vaccines and all that shit, ratting on your fucking neighbor, or at least turning your back on them to keep your money if this isn't dealt with. You think just being quiet and waiting for year zero? Oh, wait for year zero. It's great. Me and Cliff High. Woo, year zero. Ah, fuck the censorship. Ah, it's just a deep state. The good guys are getting them. Don't worry. It's the white hats. Just sit back. Shoo, what's on the game? Woo, you know? Yeah. You're awake. You know what I mean? And again, I'm hard on those kind of people because you're misleading a lot of fucking people and you're keeping a lot of people in fucking stand-down mode, caring only about their Judas bag of silver, ready to sell out humanity and be the human power elite from They Live. You know? Fucking documentary there. Told in an allegorical way, pretty much. But a flat-out documentary right there. You know? Unbelievable that people either can't see this or choose not to. Everything you are is based on what we do in the next few months. The precipice and future of humanity rests on the choices we make before this gets so blown in, because this next pandemic ain't gonna be nice guy. Hey, you're a nice guy. Get it if you want. Don't worry. And, you know, it's not how Nazi Germany incrementally came to be, because you're seeing the same exact fucking tactics as people turn into the fucking little rats and turncoats and redcoats that also were here during revolutionary times. It's all the same shit over and over again. Here, you've been traced, you've been tracked, and now you have to, you know, I'm getting paid, look at me, I get to go and control, I'm a little laid off, because it's keeping us all safe. We need to keep the hive safe for the little bees. I don't know a thing about myself, but I'm going to come tell you what to do. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Because I hope many, like myself, under no fucking circumstances are going to do any of this bullshit. Fuck these people. Fuck this hoax. Fuck this fascism. And if enough people realize that, you ain't taking my fucking rights, I don't give a shit, and stand in that, there's a hell of a lot more than us. Don't care what kind of weapons they have and pretty uniforms and suits and orders and television. It don't fucking matter. There's a whole hell of a lot of us, especially in this country, that can defend themselves. And I don't give a fuck. You know, they'd be outgunned. And you know what? A lot of those people, when they saw it in those uniforms, might then have the balls to actually fight for freedom and take off their fucking uniforms. You know, they pretended to have the balls to fight for freedom, to go either steal oil across the seas or enforce fucking dictatorial laws here for an ego trip. But when it comes time to really standing up for freedom, protecting freedom, and fighting for freedom, we'll see who really put those uniforms on for the right reason. And a lot of times it's not many. I know I was one of them, and I don't have to explain or tell that to anybody. People that know me know that. But it's the same reason I took it off. You know, between people that get stuck there and just go along to get along because of all the bullshit, and those that start the bullshit and love what they're doing, it is a very, you know, psychologically damaging profession in many ways if you're not pitting your badge to your chest before you go to bed at night. See, I can put it through my skin. Oh, I'm a man. You know, if you're not doing that, which a lot of them do anymore, and you're actually trying to do the right thing, keep the peace, and you know what I mean, you're home with a lot of stomach acid. And it's those people that hopefully will see this. And again, through the spark of even those other cops in uniform speaking out, which is happening more than just Anderson. And it's a psyop. Oh, he's dumb, don't you know? Oh, he's don't listen to him. All the people that just want it to be over. No, we don't want to spark the run from that. And people don't even fucking know what a psyop is, to gain courage and say the same thing in their departments. No, we don't want that. We just want to call everybody controlled opposition, and you're dumb, but I'm for freedom. Yay, woo, you know? Yeah, okay. Yep. You know? All right, I'm at the 25-minute mark. And I think I've covered all I wanted to say. I don't even know what I wanted to say. I just wanted to vent a little bit. So, love you guys. Get learning, get speaking.